Hi, my name is Sherry, and welcome to my podcast, Silver Tea. And this podcast is about drinking tea for medicinal purposes. And I just want to say, I am a tea enthusiast. I love all kinds of teas. I have favorite teas, but I like trying different teas. And the teas I'm going to talk about are not going to be in any particular order. Well, they will be in a particular order, but they're not going to be in my favorite rating of order. They're going to be in how I consume tea order. Okay. So I just want to get that clear. I love tea. I always been a person that enjoyed tea. You know, when we used to watch Kung Fu theater on Saturdays, it wasn't just about the Kung Fu and the fighting and all the cool moves, but it was about the tea. How they just served the tea, and they were so, you know, I just got my tea out, you know, and how they would serve the tea and you would drink the tea. I loved tea. And back then I was drinking black Tetley tea. And I later got into drinking tea with creamer in it, because now I think I'm British, right? So what's going on with that? So I love tea, and later in life I started trying different types of teas, and these teas that I'm drinking now are so super helpful for when I am dealing with pain, when I'm looking for more focus and concentration, or if I'm looking to relax or mellow out. And these teas are all wonderful for all the things I talked about. So I want to talk about my first tea of the day. And it's not a part of my 3 teas, because I usually start out my morning with drinking tea, because I like it feels so good. It warms my stomach. I love the feeling of the tea. But then I'll get my shower, and then I start preparing my desk for success, shuffling my papers around, get my pens all where I need it to be. I have to use colored pens because I work in engineering. So I want to just get everything where it needs to be, because I'm ready to go. So now I need that focus. I need to get my focus on. So what do? The first tea I start of the morning is matcha tea. Matcha tea is a very good tea. It tastes good. I love the green taste of it all. It's strong, but I take this tea in the morning for 2 reasons. I would think is it 3 or 2? For 2, one is for mental focus. This tea will have you trying to solve the earth issues. Okay, this tea will get your focus that strong. This is some serious tea. I love this tea, and I take it as a shot. So normally I'll take and make sure you follow the steeping instructions and the temperatures that you should be heating your teas at, because sometimes if you have a tea too hot and you drop something like this tea in there in boiling temperature, which is 212 degrees, you drop it in there. These teas are very tender, delicate tea leaves, even though you can't see them, but they will burn, and then they make your tea taste bitter. So you want to make sure you know what you should be having matcha tea or green tea at. Okay. So, you put your tea in there. I use about maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons of heated water to whatever temperature. I think it's 170, 165. It doesn't say on here, but I pretty much know, like, my teas 160, 175, 185, somewhere around there. I'll heat this tea, and then I'll take a little whisk and wisp it up. I think I did some video, so I if I have a video, I'm gonna drop it in here. And I'll whip it up and I'll just take it down. And it's almost instantly. You start getting these benefits. Your focus, you feel better. You have an overall well-being. You're now you're just ready to go. You've been rejuvenated from drinking this tea. So you feel really, really good. So this tea is wonderful, and it just and it helps with your skin. So it does. We women or men, we like to hold on to our youth as long as we can, and or we like to age gracefully and beautifully. So this tea is good for your skin. It keeps your skin glowing. It just does a wonderful job on that. And this is caffeinated tea. So the reason I want to talk about is caffeinated is because I want to make sure when you're drinking this tea that you're drinking this tea getting 1 cup or 1 shot, however you want to do it. You're drinking this tea with that 1 shot or cup a day. If you do 2, it's probably okay, but don't do it too late in the day because this tea will keep you up because, again, it has caffeine in it. So this tea is good for your brain function. It rejuvenates you, and it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful for your skin. So we at our age like to age gracefully and beautifully. So we want to keep our skin looking good and glowing. So we want to drink this tea, but don't drink too much of it. You want to stop drinking this tea early because you don't want to drink it into the night and then you're like wired and you can't go to sleep. So enjoy this tea, but just don't drink too much. That is tea number 1. And that is consumed in the morning time before I sit down to go to work. And in the afternoon, after working, 4 or 5 hours and you had your lunch and you did your walk and a little sleep. And after a while, the sleep kicks in again. The next tea that you want to drink, which is, I said I didn't have any favorite teas, but I think I had to say this. Turmeric tea is my favorite tea. I love turmeric tea. I just discovered it this year. I fell in love with it. I drink turmeric tea with a nut milk. I don't like it with cow milk. It's because it makes my stomach feel heavy and bloated. So I kind of stay away from the cow milk. I like it with the nut milk, and I like it with almond coconut nut milk. And I like this brand. You can try any brand you want. This is Blue Diamond. I have tried other brands, but this seems to be my favorite one. And this is not the one that I use anymore. This used to be my old one. It's an unsweetened almond milk, but I fell in love with the unsweetened almond coconut milk. Fell in love with it. Love this tea. And it wasn't me that actually got it. I sent my nephew to go get it, and it was like this happy accident. Like, oh, I like this tea. I mean, you got the wrong tea, but it's not the wrong tea. He actually got the right tea. I'm the one that's been buying the wrong tea. So I absolutely love, the wrong milk. So he got the wrong milk. And I was like, no, I'm the one that's been buying the wrong milk because he's got the right milk because I love this milk better. The nut milk. So I drink this. I make this turmeric tea with the nut milk, which is the almond coconut nut milk. So I'm going to tell you the ingredients here. Let me show you the ingredients. Start with the number 1 ingredients, the name of itself, turmeric. I will take about I'll take one, I'm trying to remember, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. This is just dry turmeric. And I just do like 1/4 teaspoon of that. Now I forgot to mention this part. I'm actually heating this nut milk in a little pot. I don't want to heat it in the microwave. I'm over the microwave. I prefer the good old fashioned way, heat it on the stove. So I will pour that 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric into my milk that's in a pot. So in a pot that's waiting to be heated. Here's my other one, cinnamon sticks. So I'll take one cinnamon stick and I'll break it up. I break it up and put it in there. I just love the taste and the smell of the cinnamon when it's in there. I like the cardamom. Cardamom has a wonderful spice too. I love. I'm not. Did I say cardamom? I meant to say. So I love this one, which is garam masala. Absolutely love garam masala. In my turmeric tea is wonderful. I love it. I love it. I love it. And last but not least, to which I believe is very important. Don't ever forget to put this in there because this helps you absorb all the wonderfulness of the turmeric tea and the most beneficial part of the turmeric tea that helps you with inflammation. So make sure you do a couple of twists of cracked pepper into your nut milk that you're already heating on the stove. Hi, I hope you're enjoying the podcast so far. And the way you can help my podcast is by hitting that subscribe button below, and you'll be notified when I release new and exciting podcasts. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the podcast. Heating on the stove, so you put that in, and then I put a little honey in there. So yeah, I honey to taste. That's what I do. I honey to taste, and it's wonderful. And so this is in the afternoon after I had lunch. I've been for my walk and I'm starting to wind down now. So a good walk at lunchtime is great. It's good for your mental focus as well. But I find that I still get a little sleepy maybe an hour later. So what I do is I quickly make this turmeric tea. And the turmeric tea wakes you up. It gives you energy. It takes away any pain you may have. And I won't say takes away, it's like it's completely gone. But what it does is it takes off a good part of take off the edge. And the good part of the edge is it really just takes it off and you're feeling good and you're focused. So it brings back that mental focus that you just kind of felt like you kind of sputted out a little bit, and it brings that back. And the most beautiful thing about this turmeric tea is it doesn't have caffeine in it. So you don't have to worry about it's having you wired by the time it's time for bedtime and you got you wide open and you can't sleep now. Turmeric tea doesn't do that. It's wonderful tea. As a matter of fact, some people use turmeric tea to calm them down and unwind. I don't use it for that. It does help you unwind, but I found that I have a harder time trying to sleep if I drink it at that time. But I do go to sleep. I'm just kind of laying there thinking again about whatever I'm thinking about. I need to close my mind. So, but there is a tea that helps me with that. I have at night, and this is one of my favorite teas as well. This is the lavender. Backwards. The lavender coconut. I'm sorry, the lavender chamomile. This is the lavender chamomile tea that I like to have at night. I'll put it in 8 ounces of water, hot water. I mean, not boiling point, please, because I know the chamomile flowers, these are all whole flowers. They're not grounded up, but you can buy the tea bags if you like. I like them whole and loose. Just me. It's preference. So whatever is preference for you. So the chamomile, I believe you have to heat it to 185. So you want to make sure you follow all the steep time. You want to make sure you follow the temperature of these teas. So make sure you get those in there, because then that's gives you the best tea when you follow those instructions of how hot it should be, how long you should brew it or steep it. It's very, very good. I enjoy it very much. Let me put this over here because that table got crowded. It's a little crowded over there. So I'm gonna put this over here. So now, one thing I did not say about these teas, I do want to say, the turmeric tea and the matcha tea. Those two teas are very strong and high in antioxidants, and we need those antioxidants to help us fight cancer. So that's why I prefer them. They really help with fighting cancer. And the reason I'm kind of slowing down on saying it is because I'm thinking about all the other wonderful benefits that these teas have that I could go on for another hour talking about how tea, which God created these plants to help us heal our bodies, how tea is a wonderful benefit, and just the antioxidants, just them growing in the sun, and it's just so good. So before you even try any of these teas, just do your own research and see what you think will work for you. Because I did not just happenstance on figuring out how these teas work. I actually experiment with them. I read about them. I became almost a master tea mixer in my own apartment, trying to figure out how to get these teas going. So I absolutely love these teas. They're very good for so many things, and I would always advise you to just take your time and try them. And sometimes I'm gonna say this, I want to put this disclaimer in: check with your doctor on some of them. And I say this because, I'm saying this from experience, right? I say this because I fell in love with one tea that I cannot take. It was called licorice root tea. You see this licorice root tea? Oh my goodness. This tea is so good. But the problem was, it was stopping my body from absorbing the medicine for high blood pressure. And I kept saying, I was drinking this tea every night. I was like, this tea is good. It's simple, it's easy, it's relaxing, no sugar required, no honey required, because I don't do sugar, no honey required. So I'm just like, okay, this tea is great. I don't have to add no sweetener to it, nothing. Let me tell you. I went to the doctor and they said, yes, your problem is you're drinking that tea and it's blocking your body from absorbing the high blood pressure medicine. And so because of that, I can't take it. So, but it doesn't mean it's off my shelf and it's in the trash. What it means is I want to get rid of high blood pressure medicine, right? I want to get rid of that. And I want to keep this on my shelf. So I'm going to give myself some time to try to work out how to get rid of high blood pressure medicine and use natural ways to control my blood pressure, because I actually did not have blood pressure before I was diagnosed with cancer. That seemed like it kind of came when cancer came. I think that was it for me. I stressed out and blood pressure just went crazy. So yeah, it's not off my shelf forever. It's just off my shelf temporarily. It's not off my shelf. It's just, and I don't even sneak and try, even though I thought about it, but I'm like, no, Sherry, don't do that. So I'm a good girl. I'm going to give myself a chance to try to find natural, holistic ways to be healthier. And I have a very wonderful friend that gave me some advice on trying holistic ways to try to get myself off of these medications that we just can't take. And we can't take I don't want to take for the rest of my life. Not a chemical, because it's killing something else in your body. So I don't want to be taking it forever. So the reason I take a lot of these teas is because, I don't know about you, but a lot of pain seems like it comes when you start getting old. You got arthritis pain, you got pain from the medication, or So you find a way. So I am trying to allow these teas to be a substitute to pain medicine, because I live with chronic pain every day, and I would love to hear what you are doing to help with your chronic pain. As you see, I talked about teas and how they help with inflammation and chronic pain and arthritis pain, and taking less of those chemical pills. I would like to hear from my listeners and viewers. What are you doing to help with your chronic pain? So my next podcast, I'm going to have a dear friend of mine who lives with chronic pain every day. And she is going to come on and she's going to talk about how she's been dealing with it. And she's also going to talk about where her chronic pain came from and what she's doing to manage it. So I hopefully you will stay tuned for that podcast. I would love for you to come back and listen in. And you know what I always say, ladies, early detection is the best detection. So please get your annual mammograms done today. So until next time, ladies, have a cup of tea.